Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be reviewing two brand new eyeshadow palettes that J.Cat Beauty has released. I believe there are 5 in total in the collection that they've come out with. I only purchased 2 because they're actually quite expensive to buy here in Canada. However, if you do live in the US and you order from the J.Cat Beauty website or Ulta, they do happen to be a little bit cheaper. So if you're interested in hearing what I have to say about these two palettes, make sure you keep on watching and don't forget to subscribe to my channel so you don't miss any of my upcoming videos. Yeah! In previous videos, I know I've talked about the Beauty Box, which is one of my favorite stores to visit because they do carry some independent brands, including J.Cat Beauty, and I love going there and browsing the aisles to see what new items they have in stock. I was there a couple of weeks ago and I saw brand new eyeshadow palettes, so immediately I made a beeline for them, not because they're eyeshadow palettes, don't get it twisted, but because they were new releases from J.Cat Beauty. From what I could tell, there were 5 brand new palettes that J.Cat has come out with. I only picked up 2 because they are on the pricey side. I paid $29.95 Canadian for each of these palettes, but when I looked it up online, they do retail for $19.99 on both the J.Cat Beauty website as well as Ulta.com. Ulta does now ship to Canada, and when they do their whole conversion thingy, it comes out to about $22 to $23. If you're interested in picking them up and you live in Canada, that's the price point you're looking at if you were to order online. But keep in mind, shipping, customs, duties, taxes, all of that does add up and make these palettes a little more expensive. I picked up the Beverly Hills 90210 palette as well as the Hollywood palette, and the other 3 palettes are the Santa Monica palette, the Sunset Boulevard palette, as well as Melrose Avenue. So it's definitely California themed. Let's start off by talking about the Hollywood palette. This is the palette that I used to create the look that I am wearing on my eyes today, and I am telling you, I was so skeptical going into this look. I wasn't sure really what I was gonna do, but when I looked at this palette, I just felt so inspired by these teal colors here, this really nice bright orchid purple color. They have some nice matte tones down here that I was able to use as transition colors. Generally speaking, it was just a fun palette to play with. The packaging of this palette is plastic, and to be quite honest with you, it reminds me a lot of the Morphe 35 palette. So these ones over here, it's the exact same plastic covering. It even looks identical on the inside. I mean, let me crack open that Morphe palette for you. That's what the Morphe palette looks like. That's what this palette looks like. As you can see, they're pretty much identical in layout, except these pan sizes over here are just a little bit larger. On the front of the palette, you've got the J.Cat Beauty logo, and then on the back, you've got a sticker listing all of the ingredients that is in this palette, and I really appreciate that because the Morphe palettes have nothing on the back, nor do they have anything on the front. And so if you want to keep track of what the ingredients are in the Morphe palettes, you have to keep the exterior box, whereas with this one here, you don't. There's an added sticker, which is just a nice bonus. The shelf life of this palette is 18 months, which is pretty decent in comparison to some other palettes. It does contain carmine, so it is not a vegan palette. It is also not cruelty free, and it is manufactured in the PRC, which is the People's Republic of China. In terms of the ingredients, there is also ultramarines, which can cause some irritation to those who have really sensitive eyes. So keep that in mind if you are thinking about picking up these palettes. And the same goes for the Beverly Hills 90210 palette, similar ingredients. I particularly like this palette because you've got 2 rows of matte colors and you have 2 rows of shimmers, and the formula is consistent amongst most of these colors. I didn't really have any issues working with the ones that I've played with so far, but complete transparency, I haven't played with all of the colors on my eyes yet, so I can't speak to all of them, but I will say these really nice shimmer colors here. They do give off a lot of pigment. They look beautiful on the eyes, and I mean, you can see what I'm wearing right now. I used this gorgeous bright purple color over here. This is one that I had to build a little bit, and I actually did my first cut crease today. I used a little bit of concealer and then threw this color on top, and it just went on beautifully. I found this formula to be relatively easy to use. I thought the mattes went on really nicely. They blend out well. They've got lots of pigment to them. You shouldn't have any issues working with those. But I will say with some of the shimmer colors, you will likely have to build them up. So just be a little bit patient, build up the colors, and you're gonna get full opacity the way I did on my eyes. Overall, I've really enjoyed working with this palette, especially with these teal colors over here. I love this purple. This nice sort of pinky purple shimmer over here is also gorgeous. Love these mauve matte tones over here. I am obsessed with this orange color here as well, which most people wouldn't typically gravitate towards, but it's just one of those really cool colors that you can throw into your crease and build a really nice sunset look. It'll help with a nice sort of gradient or blown out smoky eye. It's an odd color, I know, but it works. If you're looking for a palette that's going to contain lots of shimmer colors that you can use on a regular basis, then I would definitely recommend the Beverly Hills 90210 palette. As you can see, it definitely has more of a neutral tone to it. You do have a lot of warm colors, but you've also got a couple of pops of cooler colors in here. The only downside to this palette, if you would even consider it a downside, is that there are only 3 matte colors, but the 3 colors that are included will be great transition shades for any of the shimmers that you would choose to use in here. These colors are so creamy, they go on nicely, but like I said with the Hollywood palette, you may have to build a couple of these colors up, but again, now that you know that, you're not gonna have any issues with the formula here. This beautiful burgundy color over here happens to be one of my favorite colors. It just looks so beautiful, adds a really nice metallic sheen to your eyes, and the undertone is just stunning. I also love this pinky color over here. It's almost like a rose gold color. I also love this more just straight up pink metallic color, and this periwinkle color over here. They are just stunning and probably some of my favorite tones in here. And I bet you thought I was gonna say one of these gold tones. Well, most gold colors now just look the same to me, but the gold tones in here are nice too, don't get me wrong. And there are a couple of swatches of some of my favorite colors in this particular palette. As you can see, the pigment is strong in these ones. I think this is a palette that I am going to be getting lots of use out of just because of the neutrality of the colors, and I just generally like this formula. You know what I would be really curious about is whether or not these J.Cat palettes actually have the same formula as the Morphe palettes, because I know palettes like this are typically private labeled. Maybe there's a generic formula that they've used. I could be completely wrong on this one as well. I definitely don't want to offend anyone by saying that, but who knows? I mean, if anyone still has the Morphe box for one of their palettes and they can compare the J.Cat formula to the Morphe formula, let me know if they're identical or extremely similar. Because I know when I use the Morphe eyeshadows, they feel very similar to the J.Cat ones. Just saying. I'm really enjoying these palettes here, so I'm gonna go ahead and give them a thumbs up from me. They are definitely something that I would recommend if you are in the market for new eyeshadow palettes. And that's gonna do it for this review. I really hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please give this video a big thumbs up and also subscribe to my channel if you aren't already. And if you have been a subscriber or have recently subscribed, thank you so much for being a part of the makeup family and for coming back to my channel every day to watch my videos. If you'd like to connect with me offline on Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, you can do all of that by clicking the links in my description box below. Thank you again so much for watching. I hope you are all having an amazing day, no matter where you are in the world. Stay beautiful, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye, guys.